2664 AD. This is the planet Ida, the immigrant planet of Earth. Tower of Fantasy towers into the sky. It used the force field to capture the Omnium energy comet Mara as a satellite and continuously transports Omnium energy to planet Ida. On top of the tower, there is a group of researchers who are busy. Since the success of the first space-time backtracking, Hykros has built space-time wells all over the world, which are equipped with inverted time engines. But the space-time well has serious consequences. The Omnium energy radiation is becoming more and more serious, and the humans exposed to the radiation have mutated. And there's nothing people can do about it. Carl, the then executive officer, in order to save the disaster, decided to perform a second space-time backtracking. This space-time backtracking, it was the turning point of Aida's civilization. The event from prosperity to decline calamity. Hello, I'm Xiao Feng. What this issue brings is the interpretation of the plot during the period of Aida's calamity. If you like it, please click the like button. 2547 AD. Yuan Wang and the mutant creatures perished together. The surviving colonists came to Ida. Colonists began to imitate the Earth and establish the old federal system. Science and technology brings about the progress of productive forces. Rebuilding civilization no longer requires evolution like the Earth, but finished in one step. Steel cities have been built one by one, with Ashai as the center. The whole Ida star is being built at full speed. People are immersed in the joy of the second Earth, but they seem to have forgotten. Since Ida is the second Earth, then intelligent life may come into being. Where did those aborigines go? Time passes by in a hurry. The time came to 2653 AD. Ida authorities found Comet Mara and found that it is rich in energy, Omnium energy. So I decided to start the giant plan to build the Tower of Fantasy. Capture Mara as the satellite of Ida. The tower's construction progress is very fast. 2659 AD. Tower of Fantasy built. Human beings began to use Omnium energy as power source, which has achieved remarkable results in smelting. All kinds of alloys smelted are even stronger than known materials. Weapons also began to be cast with alloy and use the Omnium energy to enhance the power. This can be seen as a weapons revolution. At this time, Hykros already exists, but it is not known to the world. They are made up of a group of top researchers. At this time, Carl is the executive officer. Evans is the project manager. The director is Franz. The researchers under him are Dr. Henry, Clairol, and his lover, Lun. They found that the effect of Omnium energy on the stability of time and space. To put it simply, it is the space-time backtracking from one node of time to another. Soon the first-time space-time backtracking was successful. Executive Carl came up with a bold and radical idea at this time. Since the Omnium energy can change the structure of time and space, then it may make people jump out of the original timeline and appears at any point in the timeline. And there are no restraints. Eternity can be achieved in the end. For this, they need a volunteer to do the experiment. But Dr. Henry did a risk assessment, turned down Carl's offer. As a result, Carl didn't give up. Managed to convince Dr. Henry and found Lun without telling Clairol. Persuade him to take part in the experiment. The experiment ended in failure. Lun disappears in the turbulence of time. And Clairol left Hykros because of the disappearance of her lover. Of course, it's just an interlude. After the success of the first retrospective experiment, Hykros built a number of time wells. There is an inverse time engine in it. This is to prepare for the second space-time backtracking. However, the extensive use of Omnium energy brought serious Omnium energy radiation, mutation appeared in a large scale, and finally things got out of control. Carl decided to carry out a second space-time backtracking to save the crisis, which would not have gone wrong this time. But there's a traitor inside Hykros. In the experiment, someone tampered with the parameters, causing the mainland of Ashai to be spun off as a whole. And this traitor is the heirs of Ida. In fact, whether it's the heirs of Ida or Hykros appeared very early. They began to move in the dark all the time. Until after the calamity, Hykros just got to the front of the curtain. They developed the suppressor and became the god of saving the world, and the heirs of Ida also came forward, claiming that the Omnium energy is the culprit of everything. Should destroy the Omnium energy, go back to the past where there is no Omnium energy. The current incident is a bit of a mess. Ashai was stripped out as a whole. But who can never get old or die are? Only Hykros' men, the Sage and Dr. Clairol. Zeke and Shirarli both grew up as children. This shows that they do not have the ability to avoid getting old. Descriptions of other parts of Ashai. It can also be seen that local humans will grow old. Only those who were at the scene of the second retrospective acquired the ability of immortality. So Clairol, who left Hykros. Why does she have the ability to be young? The sage belongs to the heirs of Ida. Why he can also avoid getting old? Did the sage tamper with the parameters? What is the purpose of Clairol's departure and return? Finally, let's talk about the present age. Because the stories we often hear are 50 years ago. So now we're in 2714. The time when the protagonist was saved by Zeke was 2712. This time will be the reference when we enter Vera. That's all for this issue. In the next issue, we'll talk about Vera. Follow Xiaofeng and experience different Tower of Fantasy.